about really the important practice of teaching. Located within a college of education, there's nothing more important than good teaching. That's what is the heart of this college. And we know that children and adults can't learn unless there's a teacher, either present or invisible through design or through a game that teaches you how to do something. So we focus on teaching. We intentionally named the center the Art and Science of Teaching, although I think few people think about the art of teaching. But when you see a good teacher, you know it. You know it instinctively. There's almost a beauty to it, a rhythm to it. And it compels people. So whether it's on television, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's through a game, it's very compelling when there's a good teacher in front of you. And so we want to look at the ways we can enhance teaching, we can lift up the status of teaching, and that we can help people understand that in almost every circumstance in their life, they may be called upon to be a teacher. The science of teaching is, in the art and science of teaching, not a separate entity. They often are the same thing. Science, any kind of science, is collecting data and then figuring out what that data means for you. And in teaching, we know a lot through research, scholarship, experience, about what practices are important, which practices are good. For example, teaching, especially in K through 12, is about relationships. And we know you have to build relationships. We know that through research, through science, through understanding. And so the center, we think, the best way to look at teaching is through what is instinctive and what is experience and what is scientifically known. I think one of the questions we can ask ourselves is, how does teaching look different in the 21st century? And I think some of the leftovers from thinking about teaching is that teaching and learning only go on in school. That's where you send a child. You pay people to be your surrogate to teach your child, and that's what you have to measure. And you have to send your children to good schools, K through 16, in order for them to learn something. But things aren't different, but we're aware of them differently. And one of the things we're aware of now is that there are settings, informal settings, baseball teams, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, where children are learning and adults are teaching them. And they're learning from each other as well. And there are also, we know, as parents and caregivers, places we pay to teach our child. Might be dancing or karate or how to take photographs. Now what we see is the thread that runs through all of them is that children are learning important things about life, they're accumulating knowledge, but they're also our teachers in all of these settings who are, whether they know it or not, helping a child to understand and learn. Success for CAS looks like us being embedded in the community and the community being embedded in the center. So it's a two-way street. We're going to learn from the community of schools, out of school, informal educational contexts, and they're going to help us understand how to reach kids and how to reach adults. Because teachers have to constantly learn themselves in order to be good teachers. So the heart and soul of CAST will be to raise up the status of teaching. We respect teachers in teaching, and we'll measure success by how impactful we are in the community, how impactful we are through research to help inform other people how to teach, and how impactful we are through service, what we can do for people in the university, other colleges, and also for people in the community, especially kids. The center, like all projects in education, is ongoing. We don't have all the answers. We're fortunate if we have some answers for some problems. And in order to move forward, we need to learn and grow, as do schools, as do all teachers, as do all students. And that's why we count on being very public about what we're doing, so that we can get ongoing feedback, ongoing knowledge from the school community, and ongoing suggestions about where we should be headed and what we should be doing. For Cass, nothing is written in stone. We are defining ourselves. We're looking in different ways to see how we can be the most valuable and how we can make an impact. So stay tuned. This is an ongoing adventure.